People, hello, how are we? Hopefully we're all doing well. I'm Tom. It is the day after the 5 versus 5 card, and I'll tell you one thing, I was not expecting that. Some of the fights I predicted, some of the fights not so much. One thing I certainly didn't predict is a 10-0 clean sweep for Queensberry. I did not see that coming. I don't know about you, maybe you did, but I did not see that coming. We'll go through the fights kind of one by one. And some of them, some of them are more controversial than others. We'll go from the main event. All right, let's jump straight into it, the main event. Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. I predicted Zhang to win. I thought Zhang would win. I just thought, look, he's target practice for Wilder, but Wilder's, and I said this, his power isn't overrated. It obviously isn't overrated because he's knocked out everyone he's fought, and his power's not overrated. But against top level opponents, he hasn't. I mean, he knocked out Ortiz the second time, but couldn't knock him out the first time. He couldn't knock out Fury. He knocked down Fury, but everyone's knocked down Fury. He couldn't knock him out, and he couldn't stop Parker. And let's have it right, everyone else he's boxed isn't exactly top level opposition. So I said that fighting a 280-pound guy in the likes of Zhang, yes, it'll be target practice for you. I don't think you have to stop him because size matters. Is the top and bottom of it. Pause. No, it's top and bottom of it. And I think that's what we kind of saw. Now, that said, I picked Zhang to win. I thought Zhang was going to win. I said there's something about Wilder that's just making me think he could do it. I think Zhang ultimately will get the win. The manner in which he did it does not sit right with me. Look, he caught him with a good shot. Fair enough. Wilder's then turned his back, and you can't hit boxers when their back is turned. Now, you also can't turn your back on a fighter. So, kind of double-edged sword there. Wilder's turned his back, turned to the ref, looking at the ref, and Zhang's come out of nowhere and just punched him in the face. That doesn't sit right with me. The first punch, fine. No grams of that. Cool. You then punch the guy who's got his back turned and he's looking at the ref and you smack him in the face. And that just doesn't, I don't like that. I wasn't a huge, with Zhang, I was kind of indifferent because the thing is with Zhang, he seems like a nice guy, but he's actually, I think he's very cocky. Look at when he lost to Hrgovic and he's sitting there going, oh, that's the ref's fault, the judge's fault, they robbed me, should have won. He lost to Parker and he's sitting there going, oh, well, I didn't take him seriously, I've overlooked him. So just give the guys give them their flowers, you know what I mean? Just get right, Parker, good guy, well done, fair enough to him. So he's making it richest under the sun. And then he goes and sucker punches fucking Wilder in the face. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right with me. Now, again, Zhang was going to win that fight. First punch I got no issues with, and Wilder shouldn't have turned his back. But the guy turned his back, looking at the ref, and you've smacked him in the face. What a cheap shot. From where I'm standing, that's such a cheap shot. But fair enough. I didn't think Wilder was going to get up. I didn't think he was going to get up at all. But he did get up, and I think I understand why you stopped the fight. I do understand why you stopped the fight. But I think if that's another fighter, you don't stop it. If that was Fury in there, that fight goes on. I mean, we've seen it time and time again with Fury. We've seen it, the undisputed fight. Fury was allowed to go on when he was out on his feet and bouncing around the ring. The countless knockdowns, both Wilder and Fury obtained in their kind of trilogy. I didn't think Wilder was going to get back up, but Wilder did get back up. And just like Fury did in the first fight, should have been allowed to continue. If Zhang then gets him out of there, cool. And I'm not mad at the stoppage. I'm not mad that he didn't let it continue, but that's potentially Wilder's last ever fight. And a guy like Wilder, can bang. I think you let that fight go on because that's potentially the last ever time we see Wilder. So I think you let the fight go on. But he didn't, and I'm not mad about that. Another example is that Hrgovic stoppage. Hrgovic got stopped for the cut over his eyes. Fury didn't get stopped for that cut over his eye against the Otto Wallin fight, so it just goes to show that Fury gets special treatment, I think. But that's not the point of the video, right? Anyway, so yeah, Zhang was going to win that fight. Fair enough, he did. He stopped him. Very cheap shot. I don't like that, but it is what it is, and we are where we are. Down from there, the Dubois Hrgovic fight. I picked Dubois. I picked him twice. I made 3 videos. The first 2 I picked him. The last one I picked Hrgovic, and I didn't like that I picked Hrgovic, but I said Hrgovic on points just because, look, it made sense. He was the pick that made sense to go for, and everyone was picking him, to be fair. Initially I said Dubois, and you go back and watch that video. I said Dubois, and everyone in the comments was going crazy saying that. I mean, I didn't get loads of comments, but the ones that I did get were saying how Dubois is not going to win, Hrgovic is going to have an easy night, this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, I don't think so. And Dubois won, and fair play to him, and that sets him up because Wilder lost. I think that sets him up for a shot against AJ for the title at Wembley. Now I think AJ finishes him in 5. I'll be honest. I think AJ finishes Dubois in 5, but that sets him up for the fight at Wembley against AJ. And fair play to him, you know, good win, very good stoppage. But look, if Hrgovic can tee off on you like that, Hrgovic is standing there teeing off on you like that. You got AJ who's faster and a better boxer, so he'll be teeing off on you more. And he hits a lot harder, so when he does hit you, it's going to hurt a lot more. So look, I think AJ gets out there in 5, but I'm going to try and get tickets to that event, people, in Wembley. I'm going to wait for the announcement, see the whole undercard, but I'm going to try and go. Hopefully I'll see a few of you there. We'll see. But yeah, fair play to Dubois. The Bivol fight. Look, Bivol gets a lot of stick. It's a lot of stick for being gun-shy or whatever, or not going for the kill. You don't need to. You're an elite level boxer, one of the best of the best. You don't need to be going in for the kill all the time. Wait for it to come, which he did, and it came. The commentators for me last night weren't great. I don't think they were great. It was shitting all over Zhang and Wilder for not throwing. It was just bullying Dubois, saying how it was like Hrgovic has landed on Dubois, but Dubois took it well. Hrgovic has landed on Dubois, but Dubois took it well. It was just the same thing over and over again. Shit on Bivol for not going for the kill when he's an unreal boxer. He doesn't need to. Why would you do that? And he was getting hit a lot, so. But you got the job done, and now you roll on October for Beterbiev. Got off that performance, I think it probably helps the odds in favour of Beterbiev, because if Beterbiev is landing on Bivol like that, then the part of Beterbiev is a different argument, right? Willie Hutchinson. Yeah, I said Hutchinson would win that, and he did, and fair play to him. Amo put up a good fight. And again, it's one of those fights where, you know, not that it could have gone either way, but really good to see. There's not much else to say about that. Nick Ball, Ray Ford. Now that one was a really close fight. 115, 113 either way, I'm not mad at. I'm not mad if it was 115 one way, 113 this way, or vice versa. A draw. Either of those results I think could have been fair, and I'm glad that the scorecards weren't wildly out. I had Ray Ford ahead. I had Ray Ford winning. Yeah, I had Ray Ford 115, 113. I could see Nick Ball 115, 113. But it's harsh, and I had Ray Ford ahead. But again, it wouldn't have changed the result. Ray Ford will now go up a weight class, rightly so. He obviously belongs at the bigger weight classes, so I'm looking forward to seeing him up there. I'm looking forward to seeing the future of Nick Ball, seeing what he can have now. He should be a unified champion, but he's not. But he's only young. Collect those belts. And yeah, I think the card as a whole was fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing more things like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what Wembley will be like, because there's talks of that already. The Wembley card, the press conference on the 29th of June, I believe, and they announced that it will be AJ against Dubois for a main event, I think, because Wilder's lost. If you fight Parker, it's not for a belt, so I think Parker will probably take a slightly easier touch. Maybe Dillian Whyte fight. Whether he's been cleared for the easier touch, as in easier than AJ, potentially Zhang and Wilder. And I think White is that. So you might have the White rematch at Wembley, which would be a good fight. Dillian Whyte on the undercard versus Parker, and then you set up potentially the fight it depends how long AJ wants to wait for Parker, AJ. And the winner of that will face the winner of Fury Usyk 2. Or lose, I don't know. But that could be a series of events that takes place. Wilder, I think it's harsh. AJ, when he lost to Usyk, was given this rebuild process, and Wilder wasn't given that. He just took a long time out, had a round against Helenius, and then chucked in against Parker, lost, chucked in against Zhang and lost. So he wasn't given that rebuild process. And now I don't think he will. Now I don't think he'll get that, because I think it's too far gone, and he's lost, he's done. I think that will be him retiring, and I don't know how much difference it would make, to be honest. But it's interesting he wasn't given that. And it's also interesting how much AJ's stock fell after the Usyk losses versus how little Wilder's stock fell after the Fury losses. And look at them now. I think that's ultimately, AJ was given that rebuild because of his stock falling, whereas Wilder wasn't, because it didn't fall that much. And because of that, you see it go like that. That's just my thoughts. Look, people, I'm going to leave the video there because I've been rambling for about 11 minutes. So let's leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, people. Let me know your thoughts on that card in the comment section down below. Plenty more to come. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. People know how YouTube works. Peace.